The sum of 4 times a number and 3 less than 5 times that same number is 16. Write an equation and solve to determine the value of the unknown number. So let's say that x is our unknown number. Our first part of our equation is 4 times a number, which is 4x. Next is 3 less than 5 times the same number, so it will be plus 5x minus 3, and is 60, which means equals 60. First, we need to combine like terms. 4x plus 5x is 9x minus 3 is equals to 60. Then we plus 3 both sides, so we cancel negative 3. Our equation now is 9x equals to 63. Then we divide both sides by 9, so cancel on this side, and so it will become x equals to 7. To check, we just replace our x variable with this 7. So 4x plus 5x minus 3 is equals to 60, because 4 times 7 plus 5 times 7 minus 3 equals to 60. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 5 times 7 is 35, minus 3 is equals to 60. Then we add 63 minus 3 is equals to 60, and that's our final answer. The unknown number is 7. Ken has an older sister and a younger brother. His older sister is 3 years more than thrice Ken's age. His little brother is 4 years younger than him. The sum of their 3 ages is 34. Find Ken's age. So let's represent Ken's age as A. Our first part of our equation is his older sister is 3 years more than thrice Ken's age, meaning 3A plus 3. Next is his little brother is 4 years younger than him. So A minus 4. Since their 3 ages sum is 36, so you need to add Ken's age as A plus A is equals to 34. We combine like terms, so 5A, then 3 minus 4 is negative 1 is equals to 34. Then we plus both sides by 1. So let's cancel this. So bring down 5A equals to 35. Then we divide both sides by 5. So cancel. And so A is equals to 7. To check, we need to replace our A variable with 7. So 3A plus 3 plus A minus 4 plus A is equals to 34 becomes 3 times 7 plus 3 plus 7 minus 4 plus 7. So his older sister is her age is 24. His little brother is 3 and he is 7, and that becomes 34. So Ken's age is 7. How many gallons of a 30% acid solution must be added to how many gallons of a 70% acid solution to make a 50 gallons of a 40% acid solution? So let's say our how many gallons is X, and we need to separate each solution in boxes. So in our first solution, we need X and 30% solution. Our second part is, since our total is 50, so our second solution becomes 50 minus x gallons, and the 70% solution equals 50 gallons of a 40% solution. So we translate that in a linear equation. So 30% times x plus 70% minus 50x equals 40% times 50. So we need to change the percent signs to decimals. So it becomes 0.3 times x plus 0.7 times 50 minus x equals to 0.4 times 50. So to get rid of the decimal, we need to multiply both sides by 10. So it becomes 3x plus 7 times 50 minus x equals to 4 times 50. So we need to multiply all. So 3x plus 7 times 50 is 350. 7 times negative x is negative 7x. So that equals to 4 times 50 is 200. We need to put positive 350 to the other side, so it becomes negative 350. So 3x minus 7x is negative 4x equals to 200 minus 350 is negative 150. Divide both sides, negative 4, so we will leave with x equals to negative 150 minus 4 is 37.5. So we need 37.5 gallons of a 30% acid solution. Our second solution is 50 minus x, which is 37.5, which means 50 minus 37.5 is equals to 12.5 gallons. And 12.5 gallons of a 70% solution to make a 50 gallons of a 40% solution. A truck travels 40 miles per hour for 5 hours and then 60 miles per hour for 3 hours in the same direction. What is the average speed of the truck? So first, let's make a diagram. A truck going this direction travels 40 miles per hour for 5 hours. And in the same direction, 60 miles per hour for 3 hours. Our formula is average speed equals to distance over time, but we are missing our distance. So our formula for that is distance equals to average speed times time. So 40 times 5 is 200 miles. 60 times 3 is 180 miles. So let's move on to our original formula. 200 plus 180 over 5 plus 3. 200 plus 180 is 380. 5 plus 3 is 8. So 380 divided by 8 is 47.5 miles per hour. Our average speed is 47.5 miles per hour. A car travels from city ABC to city XYZ on an average speed of 60 miles per hour. The car travels an average speed of 50 miles per hour on the return trip back to city ABC. If the distance between the two cities is 300 miles, what is the average speed of the car for the entire trip? So first we need to make a diagram. Let's say this is city ABC and this is city XYZ. Going to XYZ is 60 miles per hour and going back is 50 miles per hour. The distances between the two is 300 miles. So our formula here is average speed equals distance over time. Since we don't have our time, we need to find the time. So our formula for that is time equals distance over average speed. So 300 over 60 is 5 hours and 300 over 50 is 6 hours. So in our original formula, so our distances is 300 plus 300 since we are going back to back. Over time, 5 plus 6. 600 divided by 11 is 54.54 miles per hour. Our average speed is 54.54 miles per hour.